G'day legends, g'day superstars. Peps here with round 19 tipped out action for a massive week of AFL footy. Tonight it all kicks off. Essendon versus the Western Bulldogs at Marvel Stadium. And I'm going with the Western Bulldogs. I think without Draper, Essendon are going to find it a little bit difficult to get across the Tim English factor. And I think at the home ground of the Doggies, I think they're going to take this one out. We then move into the Saturday games. Richmond versus Hawthorn. Richmond at the MCG will definitely take that one out. Carlton versus West Coast. It will be at Marvel Stadium, but I will say Carlton are on a bit of a roll right now, and they are going to win another game, and September action is just getting a little bit closer. Brisbane Lions versus Geelong tomorrow night at the Gabba. This is almost going to be the game of the weekend outside of the Port Adelaide Collingwood game. Brisbane Lions, are they the real deal, or are they just another whisper in the dark? And I think they will be able to get Geelong on their home deck. They love playing up there at the Jabba. Geelong are playing some pretty good footy, let's be honest, but I think it's just going to be a task that Chris Fagan is going to have his boys rocking and ready for. Spoke about Port Adelaide and Collingwood. Wow, that is going to be the game of the weekend in my humble opinion. And I think Port Adelaide, they need to win this from a belief perspective, but also to show the league that if a second team on the ladder can't even get close to Collingwood, then really has anybody got a chance of beating them this September? So I think Port Adelaide have been primed for this game. That's why they dropped as many as 7 players last week to get them cherry ripe for this Saturday night. We also then will nick over to Freo versus Sydney. Freo have to win if they want to keep any chance of playing September action, which, let's be honest, it ain't going to happen. Sydney, they've got no backline and they're going to find it extremely difficult. The longest trip from Sydney to Perth, so Freo to take that one out. And then we go into the Sunday games. Hey, Gold Coast Suns versus GWS. This is the two teams that still can potentially make finals. We've spoken about Gold Coast under Stephen King. They are a big chance, but I think at the home of Gold Coast, where this game is going to be played, I was going to go GWS because they've been on a cracking streak. But I think Gold Coast at home are going to be way too strong. Melbourne versus Adelaide tomorrow afternoon on the Sunday, meaning that Melbourne will win that one against Adelaide. Rochelle's out. Melbourne just have to be primed. They know they've got a top 4 spot. They can lock it in, but they can also potentially move up to 3rd if Brisbane keep losing, which may or may not happen, depending on what mood they're in. And finally, the graveyard shift, and that means St Kilda must be in it. It is the 4:40 p.m. game at Marvel Stadium. You could almost call it the Brett Ratton Cup. St Kilda versus North. St Kilda should win this one, but if North have any backbone, this could be a game that they go, hey, you know what? Screw you all. We're going to stick it up for our coach. And I reckon they have got no chance of winning it whatsoever. So I'm going with St Kilda, a few big ins, but there you go. That is tipped out round 19 tips for a massive weekend. Join me, Peps and the J-Dog, Monday nights 8 p.m. for Lace Out. Or check us on Spotify, check us on iTunes if you want to listen to the Lace Out podcast. It is an absolute belter. Enjoy your footy, enjoy your tips, because it's how you want it. Lace Out / tipped out style.